gonna start off with some icebreakers in the form of would you rather questions. So
This is gonna be for everybody.
Yeah, we're gonna give you guys the option. You guys say which one you'd rather and then why. And if you guys feel like arguing or debating, or if you want to change your answer after hearing anybody's thoughts, you can.
Go stupid.
So we're gonna start with would you rather have an extra arm or an extra leg, and why? I'm gonna start. I'd rather an extra arm because I grew up watching Ben 10, saw that dude 4 arms, and I always just thought like it'd be really useful to have an extra arm. So
I feel like an extra leg would be pause like a third leg. I feel like an extra leg would like be a hindrance. I feel like I'll be wobbling, no?
I mean, it's true. It's got 3 legs. You be straight.
That's a fucking microphone.
I don't know.
Yeah, I do an extra arm. It just seems convenient.
Yeah,
like I can grab stuff. Like I don't know. It just seems convenient.
I think it'd be way more convenient than an extra leg.
That's
Yeah,
what I'm
way
saying, right?
more. Like, can I run faster with this extra leg or
I don't
what?
think so.
Like,
It's gonna be
is it a
convenient.
baby leg? Like, I don't know what kind of leg is it.
Pause.
It's a lot of things with a leg, but an extra hand or arm,
Extra-
I know I
extra
can do
one
something
right
with
there,
it.
Just branches out.
Just branches right out. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm an ass though. I had extra arm because I'm gonna slap the shit out of anybody. You gonna be focused on them. You ain't gonna see it coming.
Just hide it.
Comes out like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. 3-legged pants. It's gonna look weird. Next.
2 more answers.
I would say an extra leg because I don't know. I see a lot of videos out there of people with no arms and they do a lot still. Like they're very functional. So maybe an extra leg.
So you're going with the leg. Okay.
Hey,
All
look,
right.
I tore my ACL.
She
If
like,
I had
I can
extra
figure some
leg,
stuff
bro,
out.
That'd have been an extra
Just
ACL.
put that
to
up
give
to
me
the,
that joint.
for later. Kind of put the leg up for later and just use the tube.
Yeah.
It's my good arm. It's my good leg.
Thank you guys for coming. So the question is, would you rather have an extra arm or an extra leg?
See, they talk about this.
Yeah.
We had another debate not too long ago, but it won't this one.
Extra arm. Extra arm.
Okay, arm.
Is that for? Are you speaking for both of you?
No, that's
No, I say arm too.
You get an extra arm. Okay. All right. Yeah. All
All
right.
right, we got another question. Would you rather lose your sight or your memories?
Memories.
Ray Charles,
Sight
me.
or memories?
Ray Charles.
You would rather lose
I'd
your
rather-
memories?
Yeah.
So you just did something mad fire, and then you just gonna
All
be
your
like, what was
memories.
that?
I'd rather lose my memories. I'll make new memories. I'll reinvent myself. I'll make a new life.
You ain't got them.
I'll make it like being. You want me to be blind? Like you dead ass.
You ever
want me
seen
to,
Daredevil? He got like superpowers.
Yo, be for real. Like be all the way for real. I'm not going blind. Like then I won't be able to see like anything.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
you're not
just-
gonna remember anything.
That's fine. People have amnesia all the time. People forget stuff all the time. I'll create new memories. I'll figure things out.
Yeah, but like,
I definitely agree with that because
Create
even in this present day and time, they tell you that a lot of people suffer from anxiety and depression. Depression is caused when you live in the past. Anxiety is caused when you constantly live in the future. So having no memories, it causes you to constantly create new ones. So you're constantly going to be moving forward rather than staying and trying to recreate those fire moments you missing, creating new fire moments. You feel me? Having no sight, while you can get enhanced other senses, but it's like now you can't see anything. So it's just like you just be sitting there like, okay.
I'm going blind. I'm sorry. I'm going blind. I don't know. Like, at least I'll remember what things look like. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could tell me what was blue, and now I know what blue is. You know what I'm saying?
I
But
think I've lived long enough to choose going blind.
Yeah, like I don't need to like. I feel like it's more epic than you're making it sound. Like you're making like blindness sound like okay, like no, I'm gonna just be blind and I'm gonna just remember like like I'm not gonna be able to see or like anything again. Like my whole life has changed. If I don't got memories, I don't know what I lost. Like I just am here.
But then, like,
I'm
you
just
see-
here.
you see people
I don't know what I lost.
What's
If I'm blind, I'm gonna remember. Dang, I wish looking at that. I wish I could see you. I wish I could like live this life that I used to live. Like I'm gonna constantly have that idea. If I lost my memory,
I feel
I'm
like
not
I
gonna
would
remember nothing.
end up coming to some term of like some form of like happiness with it, you know? Like,
Like
like acceptance, just being blind. Like I would. Just
I feel like after a while you
accept
just
it at
get
some
used
point.
to
I feel
it.
like after a while, like they're just
used to it.
think of all
Y'all
the
grew up
vi-
watching too much
like,
Daredevil
you
thinking
look-
y'all about to be
Nah,
superheroes.
no. I mean that, like
Like
seriously. I
superheroes.
feel
Yo,
like
make sure my
like-
fit is fire.
I feel
Make
like
sure my
make
fit
sure
is
you fire, bro.
fire.
See everything, you know? Like obviously I'm gonna cherish those memories I had with my sight and everything, but like going blind, I personally feel like, you know, there are a lot of things that I would just really come to terms with in my life, like just really like take a look at like, yo, I viewed this as really important. Why did I view this as important? Just other stuff. I don't know, but
I think y'all hyping that up way too much.
I was
Y'all so excited to be blind. Like y'all is like really hyped to be
I
blind.
don't want to lose my memory. I feel like I want to live the good life. I don't want to forget all that. Like forget the past. Like nah. I went on a fire trip. Now I'm not gonna remember that. Nah.
I mean, but I'm gonna be able to make new memories, and your new memories are gonna be you blind in your room,
And the new
like
memories you
doing
make, you don't
something.
forget.
Like you're gonna be like, okay, well, how do you know if I'm gonna forget them? You said I lost my memory. You never said I
Are
can't.
you trying to lose your memory all the way into the
Period.
future?
I thought
Like you're, yeah,
So you
yeah,
Ah.
like I can't
Expound.
make new memories. Like is
Expound.
that what, now is that what you're saying? I can't make new memories.
I say you can make. I personally say you can make new memories, but everything you knew up until the incident happened, gone. Everything's gone.
That's fine. I feel like
They're already
again,
happened,
I feel
huh?
like again, I don't know what I lost. So in that moment, I don't know what I lost. I don't know what memories I lost.
About, like,
And I feel like-
Barrymore, like the movie, like she wake up every day and she forgets.
No, I could make. You can
That's
make
what
new
I
memories.
No. Everything, whoever you were up until the moment that
But
the
that's
accident
how the
happened.
movie was. She
Okay.
could remember to the car accident, and from there they had to retrace. Sorry, y'all.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
it's
that's.
a movie,
Summertime.
and like every day she ended up getting married, and every day so
I
that
think
she
I've heard of
remember
it.
her husband, he had to
Sound
play the
familiar.
movie from the accident beyond, so she can remember that between time.
Yeah, but no.
So then I wouldn't lose my sight, cause play that video, write it up, and then I find my video.
I'm not losing my sight. Like no, like I'm like knock on wood or whatever. Like I'm just like
You go
not.
around, you know. I just feel like, especially for me personally, I would like let go of a lot of like, instead of getting mad or whatever, like, oh, I can't do this because I'm blind. Oh, I can't see this because I'm blind. After a while, you'd start to like, you know what? I'm blind, but at least I'm here. You know, at least I can still go out, do certain things.
What?
I
What
have
can
my
you go
memories,
do
all that
though?
stuff.
Like what
I
can
can't
you
see
like?
anyway, right?
Can
So,
you
like-
really for real like? And it's not a shot at people that are actually blind because they're doing it, they're living life, they're doing stuff. But I'm saying like, for you to have your eyesight and then you go blind, and it's like, I don't know, like going to concerts or going to see the Grand Canyon or doing certain things, going hiking, going like and doing certain activities, like that part of living life, like you're just not gonna like see it
You're
again.
gonna have to
Find
have
another beauty for it.
someone beside you for the rest of your life too. Remember that part.
I guess
Someone's
Yeah.
gonna have to attach
Like-
yourself to you and have to live your life for you. You know what I'm saying? Remember that too.
Yeah, like I don't want to be dark, but I had a friend who his grandpa went blind and he killed himself because he went blind. And that part right there, like, and I'm like, well, I kind of low key feel that. You know, it was just was something in his life that he felt like I can't do it. Like, you know, it was, I lived too much. I saw too much. It's too much out here. He couldn't take being blind, and he killed himself. And it's like,
Yeah.
all I know is if y'all ever go blind, I'll make sure
Just
to.
make sure the fit is fire.
I'll make sure.
Make sure
No,
the
you
fit
gonna
is
have
fire.
mismatch everything. You gonna have mismatch everything. Yeah.
Make sure the
If
fit
y'all
is
go
fire.
blind, just know. I'm gonna be like, hey, how you doing? You know, just know.
It's good, yo. Word. Okay, next one.
All right. Would you rather go to jail for 5 years or be in a coma for a decade?
Jail for 5 years,
Hey,
please.
corn roll me up. corn roll me up. I'm going to jail. Okay.
That day gonna feel like a nap though.
That's a good nap.
They gonna miss you, but you ain't gonna miss nothing.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
Nah, I'm going to jail. There's so much can happen in 10 years. You have to like
So much
keep
happening
up.
to you.
I mean, does it,
Yeah,
hey, look, does it stay on my record?
Yeah,
Real question, is it staying on my record?
That's wild.
Everybody, I feel like we're all
I'm
going for
going
jail
to
time.
jail.
I feel like-
Kill Bill. Like,
Yeah, I'm going to jail.
go.
Everyone's going to jail? Everyone's choosing jail?
Yeah, I'm going to jail.
Alright.
Alright.
You answer.
Nah, I'm in the coma, man. I'm beat eyeball for real. That's what it gotta be.
Just wake me up when
Just
it's
wake
done.
me up.
Yeah.
I get me a nice little nap in.
Dang.
That stretch after, you know what the...
I don't know. I guess it depends what kind of jail. When you say jail, I'm thinking about like New Zealand jail, where I have like my own room and my nice bathroom and a kitchen.
You think this is motherfucking
Yeah.
vacation? You think you going to the Bahamas?
Hey, it's different type of jail. So like, you didn't say what kind of jail. So in my mind, you said jail. I'm thinking I'm going
You
to the
going to
nice
the Hilton
jail.
jail.
Yeah, I'm going to the nice jail. Like,
her
you
Guantanamo
know,
Bay.
I'm about to be low
Straight
security
years.
jail. That's the type of jail I'm
Sharing
going
a room with
to.
15 other dudes.
Like, I'm not going to like jail. Like, you know, yeah, jail,
New
prison,
Zealand jail.
like
you
shank
go when you
me.
hear jail.
I'm going to like.
You going to the spa?
No, not spa. I'm going to like the jail where they have slides on. Like New Zealand jail comes to mind.
So they gonna arrest you. They gonna arrest you here and then take you to
Shut you
And
over
we
studio.
don't know
Like,
where
you
I'll
know
be
what?
the rest of
Go
that.
to the
New
nice
Zealand.
jail. Get a nice
True.
one.
Yeah, nice jail.
Alright. Last one.
Alright, last one. I think this is a little hard. Would you rather give up air conditioning and heating for the rest of your life, or the internet?
Man, shit, I think that's pretty damn simple.
Well, you didn't say I could have a fan. I could have a fan.
Yeah, you can have a fan. You got some fire.
Yeah.
Alright, no.
Fireplace.
Alright.
Air conditioning.
Ventilation and heating.
Ventilation.
Ventilation and heating. So
I
no
need
fan,
the
no
internet.
AC, no space heater, no nothing. None of that stuff.
So we just in the...
Where we at right now?
We in the Convo. We in the islands.
If I have the internet, that means I have AI, and that means I can invent something new to become the new ventilation system. So I need the internet.
So you invent it.
Yeah, like I can invent something else eventually.
But what about them days where I gotta take the heat,
It'll be okay.
99 degrees?
We'll
Like
survive.
today sucked. Damn, I'm
So
sorry.
like,
usually I
humid
have
ass,
to jump in the
it's gonna
ocean
be
or
a
something.
Humid.
You know, back in the day, they didn't have AC,
Back in the day.
cooler systems.
Or internet.
1800s, 1900s. They was out just living. Windows.
Without internet.
But I need internet. That's what I'm saying. I need internet. Like, yeah.
What you guys doing over
What are
there?
the people thinking?
Yeah.
Really? So I need to
He
be
said
cozy.
it's very
I
fucking.
need to be cozy. Internet? Back there, you doing internet or you
Y'all
doing
crazy.
Y'all can keep Twitter.
dropping
Mm, okay.
internet?
Literally, I'm going to jail with my 3 arms. I ain't got memory.
Yeah, she said I got memory. Yeah, put everything together. Like.
That's a hard life. That's a hard life.
I don't know nothing else because I ain't happy.
That's true.
Yeah, I'm getting rid of the internet.
Getting rid of that.
I'm too fickle with like
Needs to be 65 degrees.
73.
73.
Hmm.
73.
That's still kind of hot.
That's too hot for sleeping.
68.
Yeah, that's too hot for
68.
sleeping.
I do
Now
not.
we gotta talk
I don't
about it.
believe in sleeping in 68-degree weather. I think you guys are crazy. I can do 72 at most, but nah, that's.
She's from like New York.
Yeah, you said you so it's different.
Oh man.
At least 74.
No. I wake up sick.
68.
It's gonna be a hard day. I wake up knowing it's gonna be rough.
Good morning suck. Those mornings suck. Oh, word.
So take my internet.
Alright.
That's all we got.
That's what we got. Alright, so thank you guys for participating in those icebreakers. So let's get tonight started. So first off, thank you guys again for coming out. Appreciate it. Spending your Saturday night here. I guess we could do a quick intro of each of us and then we'll get the conversation started. So start from
Alright. Yeah, well I'm Drew. Tidewater Waves. I do marketing and media. I have a marketing media platform, do graphic design, advertising. So that's pretty much like the gist of it. Do interviews right out of here in Slover.
My name's Eno McBee, co-host of the Everybody Eats show. When I'm not here, I'm working at a wealth management company. So yeah.
Yeah, same. Bensky Belazaire, also founder of Everybody Eat Show. Same when I'm not here, working, doing wealth management. What I like, and I don't know what I like to do for fun. I like movies and stuff, so catch me on AMC on Tuesdays.
My name is Robert Soleil. I'm co-founder of Drinkicks, biodegradable, sustainable shoe sourced from Portugal. I'm originally from Minneapolis, Minnesota, and when I'm not doing the entrepreneurial life, I'm a 9-to-5 DoD contractor.
I love Portugal.
Yeah, it's a pretty
I
nice
love
place.
Portugal. It's a very nice place. My name is Stormy Blue. I am a content creator, influencer. I own a social media management agency, Blue Media Management, and I'm in the Navy, active duty. So yeah, that's what I do.
So again, thank you guys. Contagious. Thank you guys for coming. So today's conversation, honestly, conversation about community, right? So what I really want to go over is like how it is to start and maintain a business in the 757, and like the importance of getting involved and involved in the community. So I feel like everybody here, right, kind of have some sort of brand, and your brand is touching the community in some way. Where it's going to be interviews, if it's going to be, right, interviews, going to other businesses, networking other businesses, getting involved in like things like what Pharrell's doing, going to different restaurants and things like that. So I want this to be an open discussion, so not too formal. So if you have a question or if you have a point that you want to make, I guess just simply just raise your hand or like try and chime in, because I'm sure some of you guys I know have some things on the side as well. So I'm sure you guys can relate or you have some input also. So feel free to join in. First question we wanted to ask. When it's all said and done, what do you want people to remember your business by, or your brand? When it's all said and done, what do you want people, when they think back and they see Tidewater Waves, Drinkicks, when they see Stormy Blue, or think of Stormy Blue, like what do you want people to remember you by?
I would say water. It's just like true to the brand. You know, I think that, you know, for what I started, I would just say that it's a certain, like, you know, kind of legacy out here and a connection with that we're kind of getting into. But, you know, still kind of figuring out the identity, the true identity of Tidewater Waves. So, but yeah, I would just say that, simplicity.
I think the education aspect of our business is pretty important, teaching the kids about sustainability, how it's important to build and mend from the community that you live in. So I definitely think one of the ones is like pretty much letting kids know that it's okay to expound and go beyond just shipyard life, or, you know, I can only do this, this, and this. Well, there's much more. You could be a biochemist and stuff like that. So I think educating kids and the youth is very important.
I think I like to be remembered like she was a cool girl. She was, you know, chill. She made impact. She was personal, and she helped. I mean, with me helping a lot of small businesses on a daily, I see impact that I make. So that's always awesome. And I think that just being an honest person, like, you know, being kind to people, I just want people to remember, like, yo, like I met her and she was like sincere. She was authentic. She wasn't fake. She wasn't trying to be this influencer, content creator person. She wasn't trying to be this like person that was just blowing gas or smoke. Like, she was actually a genuine person, and regardless of anything that I do. So.
Okay. For the podcast.
I think we both can agree we want people to think back and look at the Everybody Eats show as a platform that really just educated people about whether it be just small businesses. We interview a lot of interesting people, like the biodegradable shoe, that to me was stuck out a lot. So anything, as much as I'm learning from doing this podcast, I want our viewers and our listeners to really just learn and resonate and just relate in education. So.
Yeah, I would say relatable. I think that's probably definitely for the podcast. A lot of it started getting like stemming from like EYL, Earn Your Leisure. I don't know if you guys like know that podcast, but my boy put me onto them like pretty early, like around when we were starting this podcast. And I was like, damn, like I really love their message of how they bring like business topics, but just bring like everyday people to talk about it. And it doesn't seem like it's something that's so far for me to understand. It's like, okay, like I can relate to it. Like, it's just black people talking black people language, talking about business. Like, it doesn't feel like I'm learning from like a textbook type thing. So I think just being relatable, I think that would be the biggest thing for the podcast. Just people can look at that and be like, okay, like I understand, like they talking my language, right?
Even if just one soul gets touched by this, I'm happy. Fine. So
Yeah. It's always been quality over quantity.
Yeah,
It's always
totally.
been that. So starting off, right? So this can go to anyone if you have like a brand or a business. Like starting off, you know, if you could think back to when you first had your idea about your business or brand, like what was that like? Like what were some of the steps you had to take? Some of the things you had to overcome? Looking back, like if you could give some advice to someone who wants to start a brand,
or better to phrase it, what stopped you, and then what was that push that led you to go ahead and you know run that race or start this journey?
Go first. Shall I go first again? I would just say, man, really, the stop would be like doubt, you know, and just really, you know, kind of getting over that. Like, all right, am I able to do this? But once you actually really get into it, and then you kind of, you know, start to find your groove and, you know, take it a day at a time, really, and just leave all that other bullshit out of your head, like the doubt, the fear, and just do it.
So was it internal doubt or like?
Nah, it's more of a timeline doubt, like, cause you feel so passionate about whatever you're doing, you just want it to happen like this. But it's just like, damn, like I'm trying to make this shit happen. But it's just like you just gotta just do it, just day at a time, for real.
I think mine, since I work in a team environment, there's 5 of us, so, you know, definitely working on different people's schedules, and you gotta learn, everybody's human. So a lot of stuff that's going on in this world, you know, so you gotta take everybody day by day. So a lot of stuff is just like, hey, we can't do this because such and such has this going on in their life. But we all had to come together and be like, okay, it has to happen. You know, you have to go through those strengths and constraints to go on with your business. So I think that's one of the things. But also working in a team, when stuff starts going right, it goes right. You know, you start feeling it. You guys all work one in sync. You know, it's a great feeling. It's a great feeling having a team and watching everybody bloom. Where you started from zero and now you up here to a point where, you know, you're having all these meetings and conversations. And like us, we met the Secretary of Energy. So it was one of the bigger things that we saw. It was like, oh, wow, this is what happened when you work in a team.
I would say there's nothing that I would like do different for real. Like, I feel like the path that I'm on was the path I was like supposed to be on. I would say starting out I had a lot of anxiety with different things. So I would say that's just a personal thing that I had to push through, just trying to figure out like being on camera in front of like people, talking to people. It was just general anxiety. Like I remember one day thinking like, damn, like 100,000 people saw my face. Like that's kind of crazy, you know? 100,000 people noticed maybe every flaw that I might have or noticed something like that, and going to the store and people recognize me or they say like, hey, you know, you're so-and-so, and it's like, it just kind of like made me want to like hide a little bit. So I would say that's the only thing that kind of stopped me from maybe being a little far ahead. But, you know, overall, it helped me grow to start to have to like face that. And now I'm like, I still get anxiety, but now it's more so like I know how to calm it and like talk to myself, you know. I did therapy for like, I'm still in therapy, but for like 2 years, just for like personal development, personal growth. And that also helped me kind of like sort through that stuff and be like, okay, is it a me problem? Is it a, you know, world problem? Like what's going on? Why do I feel this way? You know, but I wouldn't change my path because I wasn't ready. And I think like a lot of people need to come to, like if you're a business owner, content creator, sometimes you might just not be ready. And that's like, okay, I wasn't ready. Like my whole life was a different life at that point. Now I'm at a point where I'm a completely different woman than when I like started out. So now I'm ready for whatever is coming my way. I'm wiser, I'm more like well-versed in what I'm doing. So, you know, just taking time with it.
So I do want to jump in there real quick, ask you, you know, when you first had that like experience with, you know, going viral or like just people recognizing you, like how did you take that? And then, like you say, just doing the whole therapy thing.
You know, I went to the first time someone recognized me, I went to Walgreens. I had a dirty ass shirt on, okay? I had like a stain on it because I just was like, I don't know, I was eating something, had a stain on it, wiped it off, regular, right? Had some baggy sweats on, Uggs that was like leaning because I just like put them on. You know, like listen, there was leaning, okay? I just put them on at the house. Like, let me put some, I didn't care what I looked like. Hair was in a little bun, just had my AirPod in on FaceTime with my homegirls and was just at the store. Like, oh, let me go ahead and do this, chilling. No one knows me, right? I don't care. I'm never gonna see these people again. I was walking in, a girl saw me. Hey, you're Stormy, right? I seen your videos. I'm like, yeah, that's me, you know? And I've never wanted to hide so bad. Like in that moment, I've never wanted to be a different person so bad. I was like, yeah, that's me. She was like, oh my gosh, you're so pretty. And I didn't know if she was being like sarcastic because I looked like shit or if she was just being genuine. But I remember feeling like that. And then I remember like, I went to my car and I was like, what the hell? Like, oh my God, someone noticed me, you know? So that made me get off camera that day. I stopped showing my face on camera. I just couldn't do it anymore. I'm like, I don't want to be seen. I don't want to be known. But sometimes when you have a purpose, you can't hide from it, right? I couldn't stop being me even if I wanted to. Like, I couldn't stop, like, making content or being this person that people just kind of, like, got drawn to. So I ended up, over time, just kind of, like, once I got in therapy and stuff, talking to my therapist about it, I started to just come to like, why am I insecure? Or why do I have this anxiety? What's my problem? You know, what is it there? And after a little while, like just talking it out, like I just kind of realized like, you go from being in your own bubble and then you go from having the platform that I now have, that you're just like, dang, I kind of missed being nobody. But if you want to be a successful business owner, if you want to have a platform, if you want to do anything, you're going to have to just step in the light, period. If you're not ready for it, you're not ready for it. That's okay. Like I wasn't. But now I came to realize, like, do it. Get out there. So I just honestly faked it till I made it. Still faking it daily. I fake that funk every day. I do a voiceover on a video. I don't want to. It might be 5 a.m. before I go to my active duty Navy job, you know? But I just fake it until I make it and be confident until it just became a part of me. So that's it.
That's deep.
That's
So, dang, I was gonna ask a follow-up. I was listening to some podcast, I think it was like Secret to Success podcast a couple weeks ago, and then some guy was talking about being like afraid of being successful because of the responsibility that it takes to maintain that level of success. So has anyone ever felt that way? Because that could be like, whether for a brand, that could just be like for work, like, oh, I want this promotion, but they're gonna give me mad work if I get this promotion. Do I wanna do all that work? Nah. But I want the promotion, I want the money, I want this, blah, 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 that comes with it. So has anyone ever felt that way, ever being scared of success? And if so, like, how'd you deal with that? You got something?
Well, like what you said, it's like once we were born into what we need to be our purpose, we were born into it, so that you cannot run from it. And I'm just one of those people, it's like I'm always kind of setting the trend and the precedence for a lot of things I'm doing in my life and in the community when it comes to my family. And it's a lot of pressure. I mean, I work well under pressure, but like having people look at you every day to push forward and make things happen. It's like some days you're sitting there like, yo, if I really step back, it's like I feel like everything is gonna fall apart. How I deal with it is just going back into myself, taking time, stepping away from everything, going back into myself, solidifying myself, and put the necessary ingredients I need into myself so that I can be the best me, because it starts inside and then it comes outward. So if you're not resting properly, if I'm not going to the gym, if I'm not feeding my brain the necessary things it needs, to eating properly, it's always the simple things. It's not the mountain that defeats you, it's the pebbles in your shoes, right? right? So if you're not paying attention to the small, minute details in your personal life, those are the things that's gonna bring you down when it comes to everybody looking at you and depending on you to carry out the mission that you're supposed to carry out. So my way of dealing with that is paying attention to myself and the small things that I need to keep going. Like make sure I'm resting properly, make sure I'm eating properly, make sure I'm going to the gym, make sure I'm just resting my brain overall because I have a very active brain. My brain don't stop. So I have to pay attention, make sure there's times where I just turn off my music and just let silence just be so I can put my brain to rest. So the answer to that is just how to overcome that is paying attention to yourself, closing off everything and just going inwards rather than always being out there because you're gonna wear yourself out if you constantly just stay on that goal because people are always gonna be looking at you to get the work done. But there's only so much you can do in this little meat body that you got going on. If you don't take care of it, you're not gonna be able to carry out the mission. So take care of yourself. Pay attention to the small things.
I like that. You said it's not the mountain that kills you, but the pebbles in your shoes. That's a bar. That's a bar. Yeah. Anybody else? I don't know. Look like y'all was gonna say something before.
Forgot I was spitting too hard.
I had some. I was just like, oh, hold on.
It was if you're afraid of like success. Like, have you been afraid of success and stuff like that? And I mean, I totally have been like afraid of success. Whether it be like Navy, like getting a promotion, you know, making rank, and that gives a new job, or whether it's like my content or even my business, you know, like I've personally had that anxiety from like, dang, like, do I want to take it there? Like, am I ready to take it there? Like, can I take it there? Because if I take it there, the more you take it there, the more you can't go back. So the more you like whatever you do, that's that anxiety of failing, like falling. And it's like, I know for myself, I know I could make it there. Am I gonna be able to take the failure? Like, am I gonna be able to fall and be okay with that? Cause like me being me, I'm low-key a perfectionist. I hate making myself look bad in front of people. I'm very self-conscious. So it's like, if I take it there, could I be okay with one day, like, I'm just not Stormy Blue anymore, or I'm just not this person? So that's the part of success that freaked me out was, can I fail?
Yeah.
Because I do a lot of stuff that I'm just good at. I never really was one that did stuff out of my element. I always did stuff that I knew I could succeed at.
Yeah.
So doing something out of my element was scary to me. So
that I'm actually interested, right? Because you're part of a team, right? But you're solo. You're solo for the most part, right? So I wonder, do you think being part of a team kind of like helps alleviate some of that feeling or some of that pressure?
Of course.
Right?
Because everybody plays a part. You know, you don't have to be the only person to take something on and be like, you know, not saying you guys taking it on, but like sometimes a lot. This stuff is a lot. You know, a lot of stuff to talk to, networking, getting your business together, money, raising money. Not one person can take that on by themselves. And if you can, you're the strongest soldier in the world. You know, but I think the team really does help alleviate a lot of the problems, the day-to-day problems.
For sure. So I would agree with that. So.
I was gonna add something too.
Yeah.
I don't personally work in a team, but I would think like working in a team too, you kind of have like the accountability partners and just people to like physically see you and be like, hey, are you okay?
Like grow a little family, you know. A couple years ago, I think 2 years ago, I think people on my team, I didn't know who the hell they were. You know, now we grew into this family, a little village where we just come together and everybody's accountable. You know, you might ask about your kids or whatever, you know what I'm saying? We just all come together. So I think teamwork is a beautiful thing.
Teamwork, I feel like you need, but also it depends if you're the leader in that team. So teamwork is the most important thing, especially even me being in the military. You need a team to really achieve anything. But when you have on that leadership position, it's again another part of that you have to like maintain, right? So me owning a business as well, like I do have like a social media strategist that works for me, and it's like even though it's just one, it's still like I got to make sure she does everything correct, because at the end of the day, it's still my name on the business. However, I do need her help, you know? So it's like you still have to learn like yourself and how you know, can, if you're a leader, motivate people, get people to, you know, do the job, like, you know, just be a good person in general to make sure the job is getting done.
Do you have any advice for? Oh, go ahead.
I was just saying, putting the why at the
Yeah.
I got.
No, yeah.
Okay, I got a question. Speaking on the why, how did y'all find your why and your purpose and like what you wanted your businesses to be?
Great question.
Well, I think as for me, you know, as a person that's very, you know, I like being free. And to be honest, I hate working for other people. I'd rather have my own shit, you know, to bring together and have my own money, and I can pass this down to my son if I wanted to, and just have my name on stuff. I just like having my name on stuff. You know, it feels good to have something that you saw from a seed and you brought it up to a beautiful tree. And I think it's the most beautiful thing in the world.
Part of it, if I'm thinking for the podcast, I don't know, like, kind of sticking with what you said, like doing things that you're good at. For me, it kind of started being back, like in school, being part of NABA, like just being part of that organization and just being able to. Back then, it was just like helping students, like whether it was going to be like ourselves, like classmates or like underclassmen. One, seeing that this is something I'm good at. Two, seeing that like, oh, like I just helped someone get a job. I just helped someone interview. I just helped someone do that. Seeing that with your own two eyes, like to me, I don't know, that's kind of where it came from. It was like, this is something I'm good at, and it's like what I like to do. And once you find, like, if you find something that meets both, I think that is purpose, low key, because it's gonna come natural to you, right? And if you enjoy it, you know, sometimes it may not be something that makes you money, but like that's not the point. You know what I'm saying? Like the money will come if you do it right. Once you get your systems and stuff later, the money will come. But it's like, yeah, I found something I like to do. I found something I'm good at. It was like, I think this is what I'm supposed to be doing, you know? And from there, kind of like building out a team, having someone to, you know, help you out, and then building that community, having you guys come out and support. It's like, damn, like, yeah, this is something I should be doing or got to keep on doing.
Yeah. I mean, if you're really paying attention as well, you know, things will start aligning exactly. Things will start like just naturally flowing in the proper direction that it needs to go. You know what I'm saying? Like people start opening doors for you and stuff like that in terms of, you know what I'm saying, what you're trying to accomplish. Things just flow naturally when you're paying attention to that. You know, so whatever it is that you choose to do. But to get to the choosing part is whatever you can do without exerting too much energy. Like,
Try different things, I guess.
That comes to it too, yeah. You know?
it comes to you.
Stepping out your comfort zone.
Or don't think too much about it either.
Yeah.
It's something that you don't have to think too much about. It just comes naturally. I do this all the time. I didn't know.
I think in simple terms, exactly what he's saying is like your why is your why not. So when you figure out like why am I not doing this? Like why not? You know what I'm saying? It's like I do this. You know, it shouldn't be like damn, like what's my why? What's my purpose? Like it's just natural. So you feel that, and I mean the world is in your hands really, because that's your purpose. Ain't nothing can stop you once you kind of figure that out. So.
And I love what you said about just like you don't have to try so hard. Like you just have to kind of be, but you just have like sometimes it seems like scary because we hear a lot of people talk about their purpose. Like a lot of people talk about what I'm supposed to be doing. Everything for me now has been random. Like I did not ask for this at all. Ask me if I would have thought I'd be a content creator. No. Ask me if I would have thought I would own a business. Absolutely not. Like none of this was planned. I joined the Navy at 18 years old, and that was my life plan, to join the Navy, to retire. That was going to be good enough for me, you know? All of a sudden, one day I posted a video on TikTok and it goes viral. That was nothing planned. And I just kind of went with it. I said, oh, people like this? It went viral? Let me make another one. Cool. And it became so much more, but it was because I just started listening to like myself, and I pushed myself to what I was ready for and what I could do. And for some people, that's starting their own, like if you like candles, they start their own candle business just because they're like, you know what, let me just try. And then they start to just figure out that's what they love, or they start a shoe company or whatever the case may be, because they just figure out like, or they start a podcast and they're like, that I like talking to people. Let me just like hone in on that. Where can it take me? Where can it go? Don't put stress on it. Because if you stress it, like people message me, hey, how can I be a full-time content creator? I want to monetize. I want to make money. If you're living that life, if that's what you want to do, it's not going to work, and it's not going to take you there, because now you're trying to force something that wasn't meant for you, and you're going to end up hating it. So I would say just like try different things. you know, have fun.
And I think too, like, I think it changes too over time,
Yeah.
right? So I think like your purpose or your why, like, you know, maybe while you're in school or something, it may be, for me in school, it might have been like helping the other students. And like after school, it kind of changed. It was like, all right, maybe it's more like community focused, right? And like maybe eventually it might just be, I don't know, I just want to focus on family. Like, I don't know, I feel like it changes too. So I think the word is self-aware. Like, you gotta really, really, like, when trying stuff, right?
Say intentionality is the word I was
Yeah.
thinking. Yeah.
Right. One, trying stuff too. If you don't know, like, I don't know, Gary Vee always says just like try a whole bunch of different stuff, right? Like, I don't know. It's like, let me go try this one day. Like, let me go try candle making one day. Let me go try pottery another day. Let me go try this. And like, I don't know, if it works out, it works out. If it's not, then at least you learn something. You know, like.
And even just going back to, you know, paying attention to the small details, especially when it comes to what you already are doing. Because for me, it might be slightly different, but for me, I always knew what I was going to do since I was a child in terms of I just knew I wanted to create a better world for my people. Right? And everything I do in my life right now, no matter how kind of different it might seem, it's like it all kind of plays together. Right? Because not only do I'm in charge of a men's wellness group, but also I'm a sommelier, right? While those two things might seem very different, me creating a better world for the brothers, helping them to, you know, talk about a lot of stress that they're going through on a daily basis. Also sommelier, also I'm teaching my people drinking is a huge part of our culture. Can't stop my people from drinking. What I can do is educate my people on how to properly drink, male and female, you know what I'm saying? And so while they're like kind of separate, they're all tie into exactly me creating a better world for my people. You know what I'm saying? It's just the small things, you know, it's the simple things. Just pay attention to simple things. And it's all gonna come together.
And try everything. My best friend's always like, Stormy, you always doing some shit. Yeah. I mean, what you know, what's life without doing some shit? Like, ask me, I've done boxing, kickboxing, hula dancing, taekwondo. I learned how to braid hair, do acrylic nails. I was literally just trying. Look, no, for real. I was literally just trying anything because why not? Like, why am I going to hold myself back? Who knows? One of these things could have been a come up. Maybe I did nails and I said, damn, I like this. I sucked at it, but I found out I sucked at it because I tried. So, you know, I'm just saying, do it all. Like, literally, go do some yoga. Go do whatever. Like, and just have fun with it. And then slowly, once you start doing stuff, you'll start to realize, oh, okay, I actually like this. And that's how you'll start to walk into who you're supposed to be. That's my advice. Try it all.
Yeah, just to kind of like expand on that a little bit. How do y'all know when you try different things? Like, is this for me and I just need to push harder, or you know what, this may not be for me. And I'll do something else.
Because you know, there's always going to be that, you know, you got to go that failure or that learning lesson. How do you know push forward or quit?
I think it comes from, like, it bounces off what you said, like not having to try too
Yeah,
hard.
you
I
have
think
to try to, or it just comes.
like if you feel like you're doing something and you have to like jump over so many hurdles and be someone you're not, or just do something that doesn't make you comfortable, or every step of that process brings you, after a while, your fear, your anxiety becomes, okay, I'm not sure, I don't know what to do. But after a while, when you do figure out the process, if you still have that fear and anxiety, like, I think you should ask yourself where that's coming from, you know, what place that's coming from. If that's from like fear, or deep down, you know, you don't want to do this or something, then that's kind of your indication that this joint may not be for you.
I think you don't want it that bad. Like, for real, if you're doing something and you're like, oh, you just don't want it, which is okay. Like, I was learning how to do nails. I just don't want it that bad. I sucked at it and I was like, I'm over it, you know? But then there's the other part of me with content creating on my business. I want it. I want my business to flourish. So yeah, sometimes I want to throw in the towel because sometimes it sucks. Like, it sucks. But at the same time, I want it. I want to do it. So like what he said, you'll just kind of figure it out as you go, and you'll know what's worth it, because at the end of the day, you'll look back and reflect and be like, all right, I'm ready for the next day. Like, I'm ready to get up in the morning, like, and knock it out. So that's my advice.
I think especially being an entrepreneur, you gotta learn how to fail. You gotta have some tough skin, very tough skin. You know, fail often, you know, but learn from it. Fail fast, exactly. You gotta learn from this stuff.
So I don't have a business, I don't have a brand, but in my life I feel like I'm successful with what I've done. And I think real with you. You have what's going on in your mind and what is actually being told to you by self, because some people put their feelings first. It's like, oh, I want this so bad, but it's attached to seeing somebody else do some shit. So you gotta hear out when it's you telling you something versus like you just trying to do something because you seen it worked out for somebody else. So once you decipher the two, you'll know what to listen to. And from there, it'll guide you and it'll let you know what's up. If anything is telling you at any point in life, whether you finna go to the store and buy some new shoes, and it's like, girl, you like, you know, you should be buying it right now, but it's something else like, oh, you'll figure it out. You'll know which one is the devil's advocate versus the angel. And that's where you know where to go, and what's for you is for you, and what's not is not. That's just how I live my life.
I think something that goes pretty well with choosing what you want to do. Let's say you don't know exactly what field or what area, whatever it is you're trying to do. I think if you, for me personally, like something they've been really asking me a lot for the past year at work is, where do you see yourself in 5 years? I avoided that question for 10 months. Like, I did not think about it. I was just like, I spent like maybe 5 minutes and like, I don't know, F it, I don't care. But I really challenged myself to spend the last 2 months thinking about it before we went off to this convention. And what helped me personally was kind of just thinking about what I did that's given me joy, whether it be in college, extracurricular stuff, even working at my job, whatever I did where I really felt fulfilled. I went back and looked at my experiences with people, my interactions in clubs like NAVA, putting on events like this, helping people get jobs and stuff like that. Anything that, for me personally, is just stuff that I did with my own hands, my own 2 hands, like power of my ability, just like, this is something I did. I said I was gonna do it, from the ground up. It was just me. So that's something for me that really has an impact on where I see myself, being in the future or whatever aspect it is I'm trying to, jump into. So.
And reinvent yourself. Like, I reinvent myself like almost every day. For real, like, who says you have to stay one person? Who says that one day you can't wake up and say, oh, you know what? I've been a nurse the past 10 years. All of a sudden, I want to go to law school. Like, who says you can't just be, do something different? And I think people get stuck in their routines and they get stuck as like, I got to be this person. Not everybody is meant to be an entrepreneur. Not everybody is meant to own a business. Not everybody is meant to be social or be in front of people. But they'll see other people, and like she said, you'll see other people doing it and think that's your purpose. No, reinvent yourself. Do whatever you want to do. And just have fun, like literally have fun. Like, and to me, that's the purpose of life. If I'm not having fun in something I'm doing, it's just not even worth my time, because I'm just like, that's with relationships, dating, anything. Like, it's just not worth my time. Like, just have fun.
I think the fun part.
Compromise your integrity. If you compromise your integrity, you ain't doing what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Like, don't go towards your time.
And to piggyback off your earlier point, we had a guest like 3 years ago around this time, Mouse Jones. I don't know if any of you guys know him, but he talked about how a lot of people are out here chasing dreams that aren't their dreams, aren't really their dreams, and people have a gift. Everyone has a gift, and other people have they have gifts and plans, right? So sometimes their plans may not align with their gift, because people are, like, to your point, they're looking at something else because it worked out for someone else that they know or whatever. So you think about a lot of people, maybe want to do music or whatever because, A Boogie made it,
He's not making it out the hood.
It's like, you
not.
can't rap, brother. You're
not making
Let
it.
it go.
Let it go.
The beats is trash. It's like,
F your dreams if they're not your dreams. So.
Yeah. And I don't know, like, if you think back into, like, I don't know, from childhood till now, like, there's probably something like 1 or 2 things that you've done or that you're better at than, like, a lot of other people. And I think you kind of just have to look back at kind of what you've already done so far, and, like, kind of like the things that give you joy, the things you've had fun in. I'm thinking about work, right? So, like, not even like brand or anything related, but for work, I've been looking for a new job, and I'm trying to figure out, like, what do I want to do? And I look back at the current position I'm in, and I've not enjoyed the current position I'm in. I've been here for like a year, but I realized, like, oh, there was like 2 projects or like 2 or 3 projects I got to do at work that I really loved, and it was like process improvement essentially. It was like, yo, let's take this process and just make it better and faster. At the time when I was doing it, I wasn't really thinking too much. It was like, I was like, damn, this thing is so slow. Let me just make it better. Let me make it better. After doing that like 3 times, I look back, I'm like, I kind of enjoy doing that type of work. Like, I realized, like, I hate things that take too much time. So process improvement. So we went to a convention, like, looking for like jobs and stuff. So when people ask me what I want to do, I'm like, yo, give me a job in process improvement. Do I know for sure that's what I want to do? Like a consultant, like that's the type of role, like consultant. Do I know for sure that's what I want to do? No. But I realized I kind of like the work over the past year. So, bump it. Like, let me try it out. If it works, it works. If not, then I'll go find something else.
I think the biggest question too, when like looking to pursue what it is that you want to do, is what is it that you obsess over? Like I probably say that's like the biggest thing for me is if I wake up the next day and I don't even care or touch what it is that I'm working on, I know I don't obsess over it. I don't want to work in that field.
Yeah.
Like I'm really big into like media and tech design. You can ask Rabbit blowing their head up about the Apple Vision Pros and what that could mean for the world when it comes to live concerts and it comes to like live shows and everything along those lines. Like I obsess over that, but I work full time in media, so it makes sense for me every day to be waking up thinking about that.
Yeah.
If I can go 2 days and like not even think about it at all, it's not meant for me. And I'm also one of the people that's like, any passion that you have, you can monetize it, but you're gonna monetize it because it's a passion that you have, not because you're searching to monetize it. You're gonna make money because you're good enough at it, and you're only gonna get better because you're gonna outwork anybody near you because they don't care about it the same way that you care about it. So like, that's just my big thing when it comes to like why as an entrepreneur, I look at it and I go, what can I not wake up the next day and like not do?
Yeah.
That's what's gonna push me to go and work.
That's a good way to put
I
it.
think we all got something like that. Like, we just, I don't know, and sometimes it's just self-reflection, self-awareness, self-reflection. Like, just take time to just really think, and like things may change. In the show The Bear, it's a great show, right? So watching the episode yesterday, I think Chef said something like, you could teach someone how to cook, but you can't teach someone how to care, right? So I think that's something like that too. Like, you could probably teach someone a skill, but like the actual like, I want to do this, like that just comes from within.
You can take the whole support, but you can't make it.
You can't make it drink. Yeah.
Dad says that joint. Jeez, man.
Okay, so I want to say, so starting off, right? Like this is more like business and community, right? So 757 in particular, have there been any like difficulties or things you felt like you've had to overcome with like the 757 community when it comes to trying to get your brand up and running?
I most definitely think people getting back to you. I don't know what it is around people around here, but it takes forever to get somebody to contact you back. And it have nothing to do. You could have, you have nothing to do. We literally just left this email, this meeting. You could have emailed me right away, and I would have got it, no problem. But it was like, oh yeah, I forgot. And it'd be like 3 weeks later, you'd be like, bro, I don't want to do this business with you. So I think communication could be better around here. Everybody has their days, but I think communication is a big thing.
I think the 757 is just behind the curve. It lacks like a lot here. Like, I'm from San Diego originally, so a major city, we're around major cities. 757 is just now getting into influencers. They're just now getting into what we can do when other cities have been using influencers for now over a couple years since COVID. But 757 is just now starting to get to hip to that. So I feel like here we're just so behind that, how you say, business owners don't hit you up or other opportunities. It's just because they're in that mindset of how slow things are here. And I just think that's the biggest problem, how slow stuff is. Like, wake up, like, come on, like, what are you waiting for? Like, what's the problem, But unfortunately, it's gonna take like Pharrell opening his stuff here and all of a sudden people coming from different cities doing real estate here, and it's gonna take them opening these chain businesses and bigger businesses we see here to start to wake people up to say, well, you need to wake up because now you have people from other areas coming over here to take over your city, when you had the opportunity to actually make something work here for yourself. So it's just slow here. That's like my thing.
To kind of tag off of something he said, I feel like with people who like lack initiative, say you meet someone and you guys have ideas and you talk and you're like, yeah, and then they don't get back to you, that always tells me you're not into it as much as I am.
It sounds good.
it's like people say they want to do something, but really it just shows me that you're not really into it as much as me. And like we talked about, like, oh, okay, well, do you have a passion for something? If someone comes, I have people come to me all the time, like, oh, I got this idea, you should do this, we should do this together. And I'm always like, yeah. And I'll say yes to almost everything, because at the end of the day, if you're not gonna send me that next email or show the initiative or actually show me that you wanna take the next step, you don't care that much. So I just feel like it just shows you who's actually really down to do things and who's not. Like, all of you guys are up here today, you guys talked, you decided you wanted to do this event, and you did it. It tells me that all of you guys have initiative and all of you are interested in doing what you're doing today. But someone comes to me and they bring up an idea and then I don't hear from them a week, 2 weeks, a month later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess we all kind of have the same experience because we come from New York. You already know what time it is.
Facts.
So my biggest thing, I think, is a little bit more on a deeper level, but it coincides with what both of you guys just said. There is a really bad energy of, I want you to give me everything, and I won't give you anything in return.
Mm-hmm.
I've learned that several times over, and I learned within myself recently that I have a slight savior complex. Like, if I see potential in people, I always push. I give resources, energy, time behind it, and I go hard. And a lot of times I realize that a lot of people are not worthy of that, and they're not ready for that. And it always put me in a position where, like, I'm always left holding the empty plate. You know what I'm saying? And I'm always, you know what I'm saying, kind of paying for it. And, you know, so that energy is what I'm really realizing that Virginia, they have to wake up from it, like you were saying, because it's always, give me everything, and I don't want to give you everything in return. Oh, I'm supposed to be equal, like I'm supposed to give you back what you, I'm just like, that's kind of how reciprocity works. There's no reciprocity at all, you know what I'm saying? So I kind of had to, like, dial back and put back all that time, energy, and resources back into myself, because I realized that is the only way I can be the most effective when it comes to dealing with that kind of energy. You have to just be the person to just kind of just set the trend and just go ahead and do it, and then hopefully they wake up and just follow behind. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of what I've realized here in Virginia, the toughest thing to deal with.
I feel you. So, so a follow up to that, I like to be solution minded, right? So, from you guys' experience, what do you think would be a good solution for problems that you face, or, you know, things that could help out business owners with some of that? I made a video, kind of like start off. So I made a video, or we posted a video like yesterday or 2 days ago. It's kind of like, I was saying, like, I would love, I don't know if they do this. I think Black Brand does something similar, but like I would love to see like workshops for like business owners or brand owners or anything like that, right? So I think about, back in school, right, when we had Trill or Not Trill, that organization came, right? So we had this organization, they're called Trill or Not Trill. I think they focus mainly on like students, but essentially we had a workshop, and at the time it was like all the like org leaders, like club leaders or organizations, like presidents, vice presidents, and all that. They had like an orientation, so or like a workshop, and essentially throughout the workshop, what we did, what was really cool, would be like, say like each of us had our own organization. You'd be like, yo, what problem do you have or do you need help with? And you'd be like, yo, I need help with marketing. What do you have? I'm bad with like, I need help with flyers. I need help with like recruiting. I need help with whatever. So then he would literally say like, okay, like you need help with marketing, you're a marketer, like you guys like go talk, right? And I was like, you need help with recruiting, you're a recruiter, you guys go talk, right? So it was like live in your face, like this is the problem that you're saying that you have. Instead of just like complaining about it, let's work together, go do something about it in person. So to me, that was really dope. And I was like, damn, like I feel like that would be a really cool idea if we had that for like business owners around here. We all going through some sort of problem, right? We all have some sort of thing. For me, I don't like marketing. I don't. I like the event. I like this, right? I like being here in person and the talking. But when it comes to like posting and promoting, I hate that. But we have to do it. So it'd be like, all right, cool. Like, let's go link up with someone who loves the market, right? Now we can make something happen. So I feel like to me that would be like a really dope idea. But yeah, sorry, just anything you guys have. Go ahead.
So where you're from, so was it?
No, I'm from New York.
You're from.
Here.
You're from.
New York.
You're from.
Chicago.
You're from.
Indiana.
I'm from Houston. So we're all from different areas, right?
Yeah.
So you know what you know because where you're from. So here, no offense, I don't know a lot about South myself. I've been out here only because of work. It depends on how you came up and the environment, right? So if that was never set here, that would never be here. So you're saying like, and I'm not taking a hit at you or straight.
No, for sure. Go ahead.
But I'm challenging you because you're saying it's not here. So what are you doing about it to bring it here? So you
That's a
know
good
it
question.
needs to be here, right?
Yeah.
So y'all have certain platforms. You have podcasts. You have people coming in your comments and they're like, yeah, you're right. We need that. We need that. We need that. All right, what you do? Because each of y'all got different businesses, right? So all y'all got something that she like to do, he like to do, you like to do, you like to do, you like to do. So all y'all really bring a piece to the puzzle that her strength is this, your weakness is that, but that's her strength. So how do y'all connect that? And that's all you gotta do to spark it. We ain't gotta necessarily be the ones that's going into these schools and doing those things. But you can host like, I hear y'all have a lot of stuff that's free property to do free events. Back home, everybody trying to make money. So you gonna pay something if you try to put something together like that. But being that you don't have that platform here, you can kind of spark that to bring that there. Y'all have pop-up shops, they're hella cheap. Bring a table there and see what's up. And then just put two and two together. And from there, I mean, people do it all the time. You see people selling, like females selling hair. They selling vendors, they ain't selling hair. But they charging $50 to get the link. But you just start that here, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, you're saying it's a problem, but what you gonna do about it?
It's a fact.
Yeah.
So, go ahead, bro.
I was gonna say this real quick about that. It's definitely like some more revving up to do, but at the same time, it's got like a certain type of area because like a military, area.
That's
So
a good
it's
part.
kind of it's an amazing part, but the leadership out here is kind of like a little bit of hesitation to push things forward. Now you see. Well, I'm just talking about I'm talking about the real deal, like the people that's really running this area, talking about the council people, the people pushing the money around. Like we can definitely get some more money circulated out here. I mean, they're expanding the bridge, that's a good sign, talk about like this traffic flow building up, you know what I'm saying? You can kind of need that. It's like really the economics behind it, I think, really influence it. So I think it's a great thing, with what's going on in creative, community. But as we continue to get that, backing, it'll, continue to open things up. So.
Yeah, well, putting a piece to the puzzle, being that it is a military concentrated area and you got people from everywhere, if y'all, I guarantee, if you get on one of these carriers, that's it.
I think one of
Word of
the
mouth is like there. You could post some shit in the right areas. They ain't got nothing to do, and they don't got much to lose, especially depending on where they're at. That can go around.
What you mean? You said get
I'm
on?
just telling you, I've been in the military for 13 years.
Yeah.
I was telling y'all I've seen some stuff spark off of, and a lot of things just get ignited because they had that clutch and they had that. You gotta start somewhere, right?
For sure.
You could pass out flyers around the neighborhood, but what neighborhood is you in? If everybody only in that community, cool, that community built you, but you gotta connect this one to this one to this one to this one.
Yeah.
Military's your insight to other cities, other states.
Nah, that's what I'm saying. I think it's there, but it's still a level of like investing in these, like the infrastructure within the city. Like, all right, why don't we have these like bigger, it's like you go to Atlanta, it's a big machine running through there. The infrastructure, the money moving, economics. You know what I'm saying? The city leadership. So I think like Stormy was talking about, it's definitely late to the whole party, the influencers, all that, but it's on the way. Like the platform, the foundation is good, you know what I'm saying? But as soon as these doors start to open up, you'll see them floodgates, you know what I'm saying, start to get rushed and water running through.
The only thing I want to add, I'm so sorry, but from what she said was about like, damn, what you say? You said about how if it wasn't here, it won't be here or whatnot. You said something like that. The only thing I want to say is it still always puzzles me how I'm not here from Virginia, but I was able to build the biggest platform in this area, and I'm not from here. That still puzzles me to this day, because I was able to, me from San Diego, military, I was able to come here and run this city, and I'm not even from here. And it puzzles me because so many people slept on their own city that live here. I got friends that live here, and they ask me where the spot's at. You know, where the spot's at? You've been here your whole life. You know, literally, I've been in this area like 7 years only. And people literally, my homegirl asked me, hey girl, can you tell me where to go? You literally born and raised here. And it's like, it puzzles me. And that's that piece that I try to bring up when I talk to people about it. I say, yo, like, first of all, the 757 has to take pride in their own city, and they have to bring their own city up and really take charge, because these people coming from here, Pharrell's whole vision, these people growing these businesses, the way they gentrify in these areas, they gonna run the 757 out of their own city because they building it up. Whoa. And they gonna run it out. And these influencers, the other influencers that are in the area kind of growing like me, aren't from here. They're not from here.
That's insane. I feel like it's a mindset.
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
Just to go,
and I know you had something in the back. I'm sorry.
Keep that thought.
Are you?
Oh no, go ahead, bro.
Yeah, go ahead.
You took it, but I was.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. It's hard to
come back to steal.
Yeah. Like realistically, like No. I agree with you, but I come from the space of Something Water came here, 2019.
Yeah, 2019.
Something Water came here 2019. I attended Something Water in 2019. So I want to work with them. Next year, I started business that same year. So I started working with Something Water. And we got to see all the implants coming to the area. And while all these other small local businesses are focused on like small fish such as each other, we have bigger fish that are coming in the area to take over this whole region. Yeah, like that's just what's happening. You know, it's a few of us media people. You know, Drew's media person inside this field. We got people like The Perfect Play. We got like 5, 6 other places I can think off the top of my head. A lot of us don't work together. You know, honestly, I'm here trying to even be here because Tidewater Waves is here. I want us to have more unity when it comes to all these different setups, because none of us are really working in unison. I get to see all the media agencies moving here. I get to see a media agency come from DC that took all the large $100,000 jobs for Something Water. We don't have anything locally. And they got paid, I want to say it was like $750,000 for that weekend.
From DC?
From DC. And then they paid, all they did was hire the same people who work here. They paid them a quarter of it, and they got to keep all that. We don't know that because we're not in those rooms. You know, so being in those things, we are the small fish that are getting played from, other big businesses they're not from here, like you said. But a lot of the region doesn't know and understand the people who are working on these multi-million-dollar jobs. We're getting paid pennies to do it, but we're getting hired by the great talent over here. And we're not also getting seen as equal value or equal level when it comes to these other places. So like you said, we gotta take pride in who we are and what it is that we do, but we also have to work in unity, because if not, we're getting kicked out of here.
Are you from here?
Getting kicked out.
Are you from here?
Getting kicked out.
Are you from here too?
Yeah, and go ahead. Nah, you go, bro. Yeah.
Going back to your love real quick, for the first initial question that the statement that you made about, setting the precedence for, the kind of things that you want to see. I forgot what you said initially. You said getting people together to
solve each other's problems.
Yeah.
Right? So that's already happening. Like, I'm in those rooms where those people are doing these things. But it goes back to what Stormy said. Virginia's kind of still asleep. Like I don't know what that energy is. Why a lot of people are just still sleeping when it comes to doing these things, because it's like you would say, hey, okay, you need funding. A lot of the things, one of the biggest ones I went to, a lot of the small businesses kept saying they need funding. I'm like, okay, what was your business plan? What's your initial business plan? Oh, I have to revise it. Okay, so what's your profits for the past couple of years or whatever? Oh, I'm not too sure. Okay, so how can you get funding if you don't even know how much money you want to make or how much money you're making? You know what I'm saying? It's like they say a lot of these things, but no one is actually doing the necessary things. So people are just talking just to kind of hear themselves talk. So something has to happen for Virginia to wake up.
Is it education?
I don't know what it is.
Do you think
it's not education? It's something else. I don't like. Really, I sit in these rooms all the time, and I hear these business owners talk like on every level. You know, I constantly have dinners with a lot of the brothers that own a lot of these restaurants on Granby. I know every single one of them, and it's like they're just a small group of brothers or people that own a lot of these businesses, these black-owned businesses in Virginia, and they kind of stay in a clique. Right? So because they realize that a lot of times they're trying to give people resources and stuff to do things, and like you said, they're not following through. So it's like, why would I keep giving money to people? I've experienced it. I'm not even on that level as yet, and I've experienced it on my level where I'm giving people, resources, and it's like they're not doing anything with it. So they're like, yo, okay, so why would I continue to give these resources? They're not doing nothing with it. So we're gonna keep it in a small group of us, and we're gonna share it amongst each other. We're gonna open up the same restaurant, the same food restaurant, serve the same steak, the same
damn flowers,
the same crab cakes,
purple flowers on the shit.
You notice every single one of them. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, take 'em all.
They're all the same people that are in the same room. Like, all right, yo, this is what we're gonna do next. This is what we're gonna do next. This is what we're gonna do next. You go over to Portsmouth, it's the same thing. So initially what I wanted to do was kind of start a micro private equity fund with all the brothers, so they can kind of start like picking, okay, we're gonna invest in this person, you're gonna invest in this person. That's kind of my idea. I still want to do that to this day because I just met this brother named Tony Harrell. He's planning to start a black-owned bank out here in VA. He's from the 757. So I kind of been working with him for a little bit, just trying to pick his brain and see how I can implement it when it comes to bringing the people together to, start a private equity fund.
I got a quick question.
Uh-huh.
You was at Mighty Dream Forum?
Is that the thing that for real did?
Mm-hmm.
No, I didn't go there. I know
Why?
people that was doing the businesses.
Why you ain't go?
Because I already know what was gonna be there. I already know who was gonna be there. I already know the businesses that was gonna be there. I've seen it many times.
It was more than business, though.
Say again?
It was more than business.
I know, but again, this is the kind of this is what I do on a daily basis when it comes to business and stuff like that.
Right.
I sit in these rooms with these business owners
Mm-hmm.
and I listen. I'm not from Virginia. I've only been in Virginia for 3 years.
Yeah.
And I literally just became the first black Somali in the entire Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Simple things like that. Like you said, you came from outside and was able to run the city with your media. You know what I'm saying? It's when things like that happen and people are constantly seeing it, but yet they're still not kind of waking up to it. Okay, other people are coming from the outside and doing things. What do they need to do in order to wake up?
Well, I asked that question. I was just trying to ask. There's a lot of stuff that goes on in the city. I'm not from here. I run a business here. You know what I'm saying? I also had distribution in Houston, so I'm back and forth all the time.
Yeah.
A lot of times, y'all 757 people don't know what's going on. I could ask you know how many people didn't know about the Mighty Dream Forum? One of the biggest. I met Leland Marvin, a black astronaut. I met Felicia Hatcher. I met Pharrell. I met Pusha T. Shook hands with all these people, right? I'm not from here. I met Pharrell. It's my third time meeting Pharrell. I know people here that ain't never seen Pharrell a day in their life, and he's around the area all the time. So when people say like, "Oh, nobody's really telling y'all," they really not telling y'all the networking opportunities in Virginia. It's a million one things.
On Monticello and One Life on Monticello almost every other day. Pusha T is in One Life on Monticello.
Yeah.
Like I work out, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like they're kind of like they're not here. They're here, but they're not here. It's like they're not.
So they're telling people, but not everybody's catching on because I feel like when people say, "Oh, this is a big networking," people like nobody care about.
I mean,
my
I think
business,
this was a
nobody care.
small city. Like it was like a small. Sorry, I'm not like I know you're from here, but I'm saying I think like Virginia was a
very
small paced area, like a slow area. When I moved here 7 years ago, a lot of things that are here now weren't here. Like when I moved here, it was very slow. Like it was not a lot of popping things going on. Like especially social media, TikTok wasn't a thing. Instagram Reels weren't a thing. So Virginia, it's still growing. We're at the peak of where we're starting to like see in 15 years, this is going to be another San Diego or whatever the city
is.
is.
It's going to be
It's going to be different.
The biggest area in the nation.
Yeah, and
I'm
we're
applying
we're
it by
right
2040.
here. Like the people here right now, we're right here. So that's why I try to stress people: go buy your property now. Go start your business now. Go do this, because the way them house prices in Virginia Beach right now, oh, you might want to get in on that right now before, because in 15 years you're going to be looking at, you're not going to be able to buy property here, and that's how they do it, because the potential here, how Virginia Beach, Pharrell himself, the business owners himself, they're trying to make this the next Miami or wherever, Virginia Beach. So it's like, it's that disconnect is that people that grew up here, they just will still see it as a small town. They'll still see it as a small city until other people tell them it's not, which is why when I make my content and I tell them about these places, I didn't know it was here. I didn't know that was that. Okay, cool, let me put you on, but you have to go explore your own city. And they're so like in their own
little box
bubble that's why it's so easy for people to manipulate their like minds and what's going on here, because now they're just going to stand by and say, all right, and that's cool for people, outsiders that come in and like, cool, we're about to take it over. They're building a whole gentrified area in Ghent. They're gentrifying that whole area with $2,000 apartments right there. What? You know?
Tidewater
Drive.
Over where we live.
They're gentrifying everything. And if the people aren't noticing that stuff because they too busy at Major Philly's oxtail line, you know, they too busy standing in line for oxtail cheesesteak. They waiting in line for oxtail cheesesteak.
They pushing
right
people
now.
to Suffolk for real.
Yeah.
They building up all the Suffolk. They pushing everybody from the city out there for real.
If people ain't paying attention to that, that's part of the issue that who knows how to open that door for them. Sorry, she had her hand up for a minute.
No, this is just what I'm gonna say, because we put in a lot of the problem highlighting instead of the how, and she asked most of the time, like, how do we get there? If you didn't know, right across the street, there's a members only. Their members only has a lot of connects. I've been to dinner parties over there. You get into, there's a members only, that Townsend. Get over there, they have, I don't wanna say every day of the week, but they have like events. If you walk in, security lets you in, and you can get into one of those events, and you can get into the room. You don't have to, and this is no scratch ad, like for real, which is deep. But these are the names that y'all know. You know what I'm saying? But there's names behind names.
Yes.
Those are the names behind names.
The
You gotta
donors.
get on these members only. Over here, you got this one. This one is connected to multiple, so a lot of them meet there, and they branch off to other places. I highlight this one because this one also hosts a lot of black members only. That you will be surprised what their name is behind that you don't think of, because old money don't stop. I'll just say it like that. So you're not gonna know. But getting into the members only, you have a members only by Mango North. They open up an establishment. Yes, that is kind of like a lounge and stuff like that. But they host different events to bring other people to the table. But it comes off as if it's like, oh, we got a concert going on. Oh, we got this going on. No, get you a package and get yourself in there. And when they host like those food showings and those little things where you can network, that's where that's how they tailor to push you in. That's what you gotta get a part of if you trying to find out the how to get a seat at the table.
That part.
And those are the low key people that are out here that like you might go out with their children, but they got the legacy. Give them members only.
Sure. Okay. So, I want to be able to wrap this up soon. I don't want you guys out too late, but this has been really amazing conversation. I really appreciate all you guys' input. Before we wrap it up, I want to get some final thoughts. Anything that you want to get off your chest, whether it's going to be about your business or it's going to be about things that we spoke about today. Is it a solution that we could probably, solution we could push forward, we could implement, because this isn't going to be our last event. We're going to be doing more of these. That workshop idea, that's something that I would love to, if our podcast can do it, then like, why not? Like, there's no reason we can't invite more business owners and kind of do something like that literally in this room, you know? So any last thoughts? That's going to be for you guys, anybody at the table. Any final thoughts you want to get off? It could be promo your business, it could be a solution, anything.
Follow Drinkicks, justdrinkicks.com, DRINKICKS. www.drinkicks.com. Just follow us. We have a sneaker release coming out soon, so you definitely will be in line for that.
gonna say just you know, do what you want to do. Like, just make it happen. Literally, like, at this point in time, like, don't wait for nobody to, like, give you no spark. Don't wait for nobody to put you on. Don't wait for nobody to sit here and help you out. Don't wait for nobody to give you a bright idea. Like, if you want something to happen, just make it happen. Figure out where you want to be. And at this point in time, say, I'm a go there. Whether it's you want to own property, whether it's you want to scale your business, whether you want your podcast to be the best podcast there is, like, figure it out, make it happen, make it work. Because like I said, at this point in time, it's not you only have to rely on you, because there are good networks, there are good friends, there are people that can help out, but you have to be hungry for you too. If those people don't hit you up by email in a couple days, hey, send them another email just following up. You know, hey, maybe we could go out to lunch. Hey, lunch is on me. You know, let me take you out, show you, hey, I hit you up a couple times. If they're not interested, go to the next person. Somebody will give you a break. Somebody will hear you out, but you have to just push and push and push, because at the end of the day, you do only have you. Like, nobody in this world has to help you out, you know. So just, you know, but in that sense, have fun with it. Like, have fun. Don't be too stressful with the podcast. Have fun with the shoes. Have fun with whatever you want to do. Finding out what you want to do. You know, have fun. Like, why not? Because that's all I do. My content. If anybody has seen my content, when I'm at these places and I've met so much business owners doing that. I have so much knowledge in my brain just from one-on-ones I have with business owners, where we sit here and shoot the shit. Like, oh, what's up? Da-da-da. What you do? And they give me so much gems, and they've been in business for years, 10 years, 7 years. And the secret and the recipe is just learning how to do good business and learning how to be that authentic person I talked about, so people come to you and they want to be around you. A lot of people don't have social skills these days. People need to work on that shit. But yeah, that's what I think.
Nah, for real though. Yeah, communication is key. Shit, don't leave. That's how I would say, drink your water.
Hey.
You know?
Mind your business.
Yeah, I do drink my water
Mind
for
your
real.
black-owned business.
Mind your
Yeah.
black-owned business.
Yes.
Yeah, nah, that's an essential though. It's a certain affection I have, like, just for water. You know, I gotta set it all on me and shit. My brand, just being out here, you know, love it. So, I mean, that's like an essential part, and I want to integrate, you know, more of that, like, from a health standpoint, and just like, you know, like the area, you know, taking care of our oceans and stuff. So,
That's amazing.
Do you know Family Springs?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, my guy Chris, yeah.
Oh yeah, we was next to him at Mighty Dream Farm. Like, he was the tent right next to us. He was
Ah,
kicking
word,
it, yeah.
that's crazy.
Yeah, Chris
Yeah,
Harrison.
yeah,
Yeah, that's the
yeah,
guy.
yeah.
Yeah. We have him on the show too. Yeah.
Salute my guy, yeah. Definitely solid dude. He be on that dropping knowledge about that.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
So I'll go real quick, because that's one thing I noticed. Like, yeah, we listed some problems, but my favorite part, I've been here about 4 years, like, I don't know, 757 showed me mad love, right? Like, especially with doing this podcast, like, damn near everybody I met, it really started with one person. Shout out to E-Man Perez. He was supposed to be here. But honestly, it low-key started with him, and I shot him out on a bunch of episodes because I told him the idea, like, yo, I had an idea for a podcast. At that point, I was kind of stressing about it for a little bit. But I told him, I was like, yo, like, I want to do a podcast. I don't know how to do the first episode. And he was like, he challenged me. He was like, yo, next week, just do episode 1. By next week, like next Saturday, just have 1 episode out. And then we've been here since, right? So I was like, damn, like, I can't. And plus, too, since he's younger than me, I was like, I can't let this younger nigga tell me, like, have 1 episode. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I got some little pride. Like, I can do 1 episode. And then we've been here, you know, 4 years after. So, and in between that, it's been a lot of word of mouth. It's been a lot of, like, yo, like, do you know anybody who wants to be on the podcast? Oh, let me go hit up this person. Do you know anybody who wants to be on the podcast? Go hit up this person. And they show me love, right? Sometimes it's not always going to be on the first time, like you said. You got to follow up with people. You got to follow up with people. Send them an email. They don't reply, send them a DM on Instagram. If you don't reply, find their TikTok, find their Facebook. Like, it's pretty easy to find people nowadays, right? So, and I feel like this community is pretty small, like, because it's a small town, like, that's kind of like, that can be like a blessing and a curse, but it's been a blessing when it comes to, like, trying to meet people and network. You know, it's like everyone seems to know everybody, and then eventually once you go on Instagram, you see followed by this person, followed by that person. It's like, damn, like, everybody does know everybody. Mm-hmm. So take advantage of that. It's helped us. It's been a blessing since, you know, again, not being from here. and being able to say like I have a network, I have a community of people, like that's one thing to take advantage of a small town.
Sure. Yeah, I just, double down on that. Like, definitely one thing I really thought was cool here is coming from New York, you might know a group of people, but, it might just be in that little self-contained little area. But here, it's really great to see so-and-so knows so-and-so. And then, if they don't know them by the time you met them, later down the line, like, oh, I met this person at an event last week or whatever, just like you were talking about. Everybody. No, literally. So I like that connectedness here, So that to me is the coolest thing about this area. It does surprise me that everyone is so, a little behind the curve on that. And my thoughts are either the community bands together or more influences from the outside are going to come and wake you guys up to it, or not you guys, but wake people up to it, and then we'll kind of see where this place ends up after.
Any final thoughts, questions, comments?
I'll bounce off of what you just said. Considering that Norfolk specifically in 757 is such a big military area, we lack identity. So that's something that I've explored in my academic research, is the fact that people are leaving, they're going. I've been born and raised here my whole life, but my family, none of my family is from here. My parents, they're both military, so I'm living this 757 lifestyle kind of on my own in a way, and then even my siblings aren't even from here either. So it's just interesting because there is that people are coming, people are going, people are in the military, people are living in Japan, and then they're in Virginia, and then they're somewhere else. We're losing recipes that way. People are going, and then there's not an identity built. So it's an issue because I sit here and people ask me what is the identity of the 757? And we say, oh, it's music, or oh, it's sports. But we don't really know here because there's so many people leaving, coming, going. So that's also something to consider, because it's just when we don't have a major label as an area, we don't feel as big as we could be or as we should be. So I know a lot of people are like, oh, I can't wait to go to New York, or I can't wait to leave here, because they feel like they have to leave here in order to do something big, to do something great when they can do it here. So I think that's something that I always mull over in my head, but I am excited to see where this area can take us. And of course, as you were saying, with social media, now that we have social media and Instagram and Twitter and everything else, we're able to share these experiences online, and people that live in Virginia Beach, I posted the First Fridays at Vibe, I have no idea that it's still on. So I'm just excited to see how we can push.
Algorithm-wise, Virginia is popping right now, which says that, whatever voodoo they do, is that they're pushing the area. For real, algorithm-wise, this area is pushing more content creators, and it's pushing more businesses and more things to happen. And I have people comment all the time that aren't from here, oh, I'm being stationed there, oh, I'm moving to Virginia, oh, I can't wait to come here, oh, because of social media and how it looks. So the area, I said, I'm from San Diego. San Diego doesn't have much identity really either, to be honest. It's military based there. It's nothing but a melting pot there. A lot of minorities. It's crazy. Yeah, we got the zoo, SeaWorld. It's a tourist town. It's really no identity there. If you ask anyone from San Diego, what's the thing about me? Say, oh, we got the best Mexican food. I ain't Mexican. Why am I repping Mexican food? You know what I'm saying? But it's no identity.
Them burritos
it's
is
just
good,
the,
though.
Yeah, it's just the area of San Diego. Same thing here. It's a melting pot here. And someone asked me, what's the Virginia known for? I'm like, oh, I don't really know, but that's its identity. It's a melting pot here. It's a lot of people.
I would say y'all took the words right out of my mouth. It's definitely a lack of identity.
Yeah.
And instruction, because it's really it's leadership and it's people that have done it out here, but it's no all right, foundation, but look, we're just gonna funnel through, just like how other big cities. But I think that makes it so sweeter, because you have this big pot of independent artists, and all right, you got to sign here, do this, but it's so much creativity that we're able to, you know, kind of kickstart something that has never been done anywhere else.
So,
Shout out to everybody each, man.
yes, sir.
And thanks guys for coming. You know,
Yeah.
look, it's not the biggest crowd, but that's okay because you guys came to, you know, the first to just say, hey, I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna come. Hopefully you guys do it again. More people will follow. It always happens that way. They wait for people to say, oh, how was it? And then they come to the next one. So, you know, shout out to y'all for actually coming out and supporting, you know, them and, you know, really them because they put this on. I was just an invitee, you know. So shout out to y'all for actually throwing this. So
Appreciate it.
Yeah, definitely.
I think that's
Good.
that's a wrap. So yeah, thank you guys again, and we'll see you guys next time. Make
Thank
sure to
you.
follow us. If you
Everybody
guys,
eat show on everything.
if you guys, you can pull out your phones if you aren't following us on Instagram at Everybody Eats Show on Instagram, TikTok. That's where we post our clips. YouTube. You can follow us, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you listen to podcasts. Everybody Eats Show. You'll see our beautiful faces up there in our caricatures. But yeah, thank you guys. Really appreciate it.
alrighty.